And we are back, and I'm hearing
We are
myself.
back.
I said I'll be back, and I'm back. Back I am.
You are in California.
As you can see, whatever they put on the coffee, it's already kicking in. We are having a blast. And well, this time, all the presenters were busy because we are having a follow up event here. There's a speed networking,
Networking, yes.
and we'd better be ready for the situation where I decided to do just a closing one for today, just to not too abruptly end it, and just that's it. But we're having a lot of fun today. I have now here in the confession seat or
Uh-oh.
the
In the
interview,
hot seat.
the hot seat, our amigo Paul, also known as Pablo Balogh.
Yes. Buenos dias, mi amo Pablo.
See, he's learning. He's very Pablo already. And this is the your first StarWest
The first StarWest, yes, official.
official. What do you mean? Have
Well,
you
I
been
mean, I guess
officially here?
well, I guess I had the Agile DevOps or Agile and DevOps West. So yeah, it wasn't the Star West. It was still by TechWell, but not the Star West.
No, and
Because that's
it was
is
a
there
different
like
experience
yeah,
because we didn't have the tutorials. You didn't experience some of
true.
those things. Where for the ones that do not remember, Pablo, Paul, also known as Paul, uh, came to Vegas on Agile and DevOps West. Yes, West. Yes, West.
Yes.
And we were having some fun, but was just a role as a cameraman. But now you're coming in a different persona.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be speaking even. That's crazy. Yeah.
Oh.
What?
But before we get into that, earlier today, amigo Paul, you were having some fun, I hope, on the tutorials. One
Yes.
tutorial. What do you think? How was the experience?
I don't I did like the speaker was pretty good. He had an interesting facial hair. It was
That's
I
important.
yeah, so I really like that.
For the ones that do not know what we are already, it's late. It has been a long day. We had a lot of fun, and we are already deviating. But Pablo was in the modern performance workshop tutorial that here your amigo presented. And I don't know, what do you think? Did the people seemed like they learned
I
something?
think so. Yeah. I mean, the seats were full. All the tables were full. Yeah, I found myself sitting on the floor for a good portion of the day.
Yeah, I saw like
Trying to take some pictures and yeah.
there was a body in the floor at the moment. I was like, oh boy, am I that bad? Is it like,
It was a little nap. It was a late night. No.
yeah, tell me about it. No, because I was partying, unless United calls that partying. Probably they do. Uh,
Were you in the lounge?
for a bit.
Mm.
I can no drinking, sadly,
Hmm.
not allowed. That probably would have done things better. But aside of the um, tutorial, amigo Paul, what do you see? How do you feel it's different, Star West from Agile and DevOps?
It's strange. I mean, I see a lot of mouse ears. Bizarre. I mean, I don't know, something in the water maybe. But lots of mouse ears.
Lots of mouses, less drunk people.
Yeah, and a lot more kids. Yeah, definitely a different vibe and feel from Vegas.
Do you mean the people or the ambiance? I know that.
The ambiance, yes, yes. All kinds of "Do You Wish Upon a Star," being played in jazz style and piped out through the whole conference center.
We're a little bit overloaded of the jazz style because we have been here. Probably you don't hear it. I hope you don't. That's the point of these special microphones,
Yes,
so that you don't hear Disney themed music that we are being blasted 24/7 sitting here at the conference, which, depending who you ask, is a good thing or could, by the end of the day, it's a big world. Or what's the name of the song?
Oh, it's a small world
Small
after
world.
all.
Yeah, I'm gonna be just like playing it in my head so much, hard, having a hard time taking it out. But when you mentioned the ambience, the people attending here in Agile, and that was we had more on the dev side,
Yes.
more different role. And here we have QA testers. Do you notice a difference in the audience?
I don't really think so. I mean, everybody's into tech, right? Both sides of that fence. We're all working on the same things essentially. I mean, getting out reliable products. So yeah, I don't know. I can't really say that there's a great deal of difference that I've noticed.
Huh. I personally feel that there's at least more colorful haired people here. I don't know if that's because of Disneyland or the QAs. We just, uh, yeah, I cannot wait to have this colored and so that it falls down. No more.
Some K6 purple that would maybe K6 purple streaks in there. That
Half
might be
K6
nice.
and half or
And Grafana orange. Yeah.
So that we have the
Little complimentary.
whole mix. And so as you can tell, we are having a lot of fun here, silliness, enjoying the food, the people, and the celebrities here. Because you walk into interesting QA celebrities and celebrities. Aren't they the same? Nah. Let's see. But amigo Paul, you were Pablo. Sorry, perdón, Pablo. So you are doing some more stuff. Not one talk.
I'm doing two talks.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to be worn out.
You're going to be sharing so much. That's the interesting part. And people are even like, how does this Pablo guy manage to give two talks in the conference, right? But let's go in order. The first one. What are you going to be talking about on the first? Let's check the order.
I was worried you were going to bring that up. Let's see. No, the first one I know is I wanted to look up though the exact title, because
lucky for you, I think I have it at hand.
Do you have it? Okay, because I know what it's about.
It's oh yeah, you want the specific title?
It's about the chaos stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I noticed Pablo is presenting something disruption.
Yes, and then I want to find the actual title. See,
don't worry if we cannot find it. So
here we go.
It's about disruption.
Yes.
It's about chaos. It's about all these practices that all the industry, I think, believe is just turning on and off the servers in a random way, which is not. So give us an insight into what is the talk going to be covering.
Yeah, I think our the bandwidth is bad, but it was so it's embracing disruption, how to add a little chaos to help you grow.
Paraphrasing, probably.
Yes. I think that might have been it, but just all about using the our new XK6 disruptor extension that Pablo Jason and let's see, Roberta.
Not this Pablo.
Not this Pablo, but another Pablo. That they're working on, and that's going to essentially become a little bit of a product where you can inject some things like injecting latency or causing havoc within pods inside of your Kubernetes cluster. So that way, then you can do some cool things like, start injecting latency to back-end services, and then you can use K6 browser to see how the user interface is affected. If you have things where the entire web page is not coming up just because maybe a little portion is not getting data that it needs.
And some of these things, how would you say they affect, or what things can we do like in a real life test while we are running these chaos experiments?
Just run through the whole thing. Call your APIs and see how they're affected, because so many problems or with microservices in general. I mean, with so many of the great depth of services, you'll have, one front end service calling a back end service that may call, multiple back end services from there, and then finally to a database or something like that. And then so many layers, just like with Shrek, right? So he's got a lot of
The
layers.
onions, yeah.
Yeah.
You made me think a
But,
little bit of the movie Inception, that you had dreams inside of dreams, because many times we
yeah,
think that microservices, yeah, they are also isolated. I don't care if one of them I can just turn them off and back on, and but what if that microservice calls another service, and that one calls another service, and that
yeah.
one calls another, and then you have like this Inception dream inside of dreams, or the onion layers
Mhm.
underneath. You never know what happens if one of the ones that are way back starts
It's
acting peculiar. It doesn't have to go
Yep.
down.
Exactly. It doesn't. It could just be acting slowly for some reason, and then that has a ripple effect. The butterfly effect. It may seem just by itself, it may not seem like a very large problem, but sometimes that problem is like a tsunami wave, maybe. And then it's like, yeah, to your front end service, that may be a big problem.
You may not consider like, hey, it was taking zero 0.5 seconds and now it's zero 0.6. It's just 1 millisecond. Yeah, but this service is being called 1,000 times.
Right.
Multiply that times, and then is when you get the whole picture.
Yeah.
Where these chaos experiments is not only turning it off, it's just like one millisecond. No, 1.1 seconds. That's that addition. You think it's just like, man, never mind, no, it doesn't happen? No, yeah, lots of things
Yeah.
can happen, and you want to make sure that you try for those general impacts. Do you cover the blast radius?
That'll definitely be included in the talk, yeah, because that's one of those things. It can have a wide effect, and then you may have SLOs, or one team may have SLOs for a service that they're responsible for, but somebody else is dependent upon that, and then that SLO may be a little too conservative. It may not be tight enough or strict enough because it's causing more problems for others.
Yeah, it's important that you have this picture, and if you have the opportunity, come and walk into Pablo's presentation.
Yes.
Paul. Don't look for Pablo, probably you'll have an issue. But if you want to learn a little bit more about chaos, and it's in this blurry line, is it QA? Is it just SRE? Is it what, like it's an undefined poor child that doesn't
Mhm.
know where it belongs? uh, we I think personally that chaos is a good piece of QA. It definitely has
Definitely. Yeah.
repercussions.
And it does, you know, should everyone start going down the path of doing chaos testing? Probably not. It takes a level of maturity in your quality organization to start implementing the chaos things. I mean, it should be later in the line for your processes. Get all the base building blocks done first. Make sure that they're heavily vested into your process before you start getting into the chaos, because you know could cause you chaos in your process too.
Yeah, there are so many repercussions that it's important. You have a very good point of maturity level,
Yeah.
because some organizations like, yeah, let's start chaos. Wait, you don't even have like separated separation so that you can control that what is going to happen. You
Yeah.
don't have monitoring, which is super important, that you know
A
what is
must.
happening.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're just like turning on and off, and like, why did it break? I don't know, but it broke.
Yeah. May as well just flip all the light switches and at one time. So
So again, super important. But amigo Paul, that is not everything. What's the second talk?
yeah, then the next one is one that I've kind of given in other places too, but it's on distributed load testing in Kubernetes.
Oh,
Yes.
how's that?
So that'll be a fun one. So that one's going to highlight a little bit our K6 operator, which lets you run K6 tests directly in Kubernetes. So we can have multiple processes in parallel running, executing the same script, essentially. So if you want, maybe I don't know, say 100 virtual users spread across your cluster, and then say you have 25 worker nodes. well, you could spread that load to the math. Um, 20
more numbers.
yeah.
Don't worry.
So you could have 4 virtual users on each pod, on 25 different machines, all with different IPs, and so it's almost more like I guess a DDoS. I mean, in a way, I mean, it's don't want to really DDoS yourself, but yeah, it's more of a realistic load. It's coming from multiple IP addresses, so that way, then you can kind of test your your load balancing software or hardware, whatever you might be using.
Yeah, you got to head into what that I was going to ask, because some of these load balancers will identify that you come from the same IP, and if you go to only one server, if they are the backend capacity is distributed, and you want to avoid this. Does that come into the picture that we are bringing, I believe, the IP spoofing part?
That's no, not necessarily the spoofing, but if you have everything coming in from one single IP address, then a lot of your security rules are going to could be affected by that, because I mean, some of your hardware firewalls and things like that might falsely think that that's you're getting an attack. You want to spread it out a little bit, and so maybe your hardware and things like that are not causing problems or giving you false positives
or false negatives. I remember one time that we had the same IP and we were doing the same 3 backend servers, load balancer in the middle, and we're like, oh, all the servers are fine. Server 1 is no problem, 2 no problem, 3 what's happening with 3? Why only 3? And some of those weird situations that we don't want to have.
But yeah, that session affinity and things like that. Yeah, if everything's coming in through one single IP address, yeah, you're set up maybe routing everything to one single instance rather than spreading the load and truly using the load balancing capabilities.
I believe we had a comment. We're having some issues with the connectivity. Someone connected and LinkedIn and left a comment. I don't know why I cannot see them, but I really appreciate the comments. Paul, this topic that you are coming and sharing, it's really important, both of them. Chaos, we were already babbling a lot about why chaos, why important, why is this and that. And the capabilities of Kubernetes to be able to distribute, to have all these differences in load test patterns. Because I think the biggest advantage is these patterns that you can work through them better, right?
Yeah.
So, we're having some echo here. I couldn't check what was the comment. Sorry. I have my man on the chair in front in the camera, so I am having some issues driving that on my own. But with that, you got an insight into what Pablo is going to be doing. Here, your friend, I'm going to be talking about Chihuahua-sized load testing. That's a talk. We're going to have a lightning talk, keynote, where I'm going to talk about the Aztec automation pyramid of sacrifices. Very quick talk. There's a big talk, and stay tuned eventually if you want to watch it. And last, we're going to be streaming live, openly, the panels. So if you want to watch the panels, stay tuned. Get ready, because we're going to start a transmission and you'll be able to watch them on the Señor Performo channel in YouTube in English, Señor Performo ENG, or my LinkedIn, Leandro Melendez, where you will be able to tune them. If you are on the platform for StarWest, you will be able to watch them there as well. They are free, I believe. If we were hearing well, there was a, I don't know, tough to define situation. But don't miss them. We're going to have the panels publicly streamed if you want to watch them. And a few of them, you'll be able to interact with the panelists. Yeah, stay tuned and keep an eye on this Slido.
Yes. Slido. Yeah. So everybody can pump in directly to the
ignite some
get some discussion
with the panels. So we're gonna call it off because we have a networking event speed networking or something like that, starting in 30 seconds ago.
Yes.
So, with that, stay tuned. This is day one of StarWest 2023. This is just starting. We're going to have more news, streams, interviews. Tomorrow's going to be crazy. We're going to have so much fun. And the rest of the week. We'll see you tomorrow. For this time, Leandro out, Pablo out. And how do you say in Espanol, Pablo? Adios, everybody.
Adios.
And how would it be? I don't know what time is it where you are watching. Buenas noches.
Yes. Buenos noches.
Buenos noches. And we'll see you tomorrow. We hope you have a good night, a good day. Stay tuned, and we're going to have a lot of adventures. So, Leandro, Señor Performo, out. Paul
Pablo.
Balogh, out. And we'll see you tomorrow.